right, my people, welcome back. Breaking: Tinubu Oyetola exposed in UK Manssion fraud. All right, onto this, it was a meeting of two of Nigeria's most influential politicians in London. President Muhammadu Buhari was visiting political kingmaker and a senior member of his ruling All Progressives Congress (APC), Bola Tinubu. In July, the presidency announced that Mr. Buhari was heading to London for an education summit. The office also added that the president would also see his doctors for medical checkup. Coincidentally, Mr. Tinubu, who had traveled to London earlier, was also receiving treatment for an undisclosed ailment in the British capital. So, a perfect setting for both men to meet was created. Media handlers of the two men later flooded social media with photos of both men having what seemed like a jovial conversation in a London house. Another photo of both men standing with their face masks drawn underneath their chins was also shared. Well, according to statement, President Muhammadu Buhari in London, the United Kingdom, visited Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Bashir Ahmed, one of Mr. Buhari's media aides, captioned the photos on Facebook on August 12th. Meanwhile, certainly it was not the first time both men were meeting, and photos of their encounter were released to the public. However, on this occasion, the release of their photographs angered many Nigerians. Many called out the two politicians for releasing photos of themselves on medical tourism, while doctors in public hospitals in the country were on strike. But what most Nigerians did not know was that the property at which the duo met was linked to one of the biggest corruption scandals in the country since Mr. Buhari became president in 2015. A Premium Times investigation has now revealed that the mansion where Mr. Tinubu welcomed President Muhammadu Buhari is not only embroiled in a multi-billion fraud scandal, and the Buhari government had actually secured a freezing order on the property from a federal high court before the previous owner, who is now an international fugitive, sold it at a huge discount to an offshore company owned by the governor of Osun State, Gboyega Oyetola, a known proxy and a relative of Mr. Tinubu. This revelation emerged as part of the ongoing global Pandora Papers reporting project led by International Consortium Consortium of Investigative Journalists (ICIJ), and in which Premium Times is a key participant. The project involved 600 journalists from 150 news organizations around the world, sorting and then analyzing a trove of almost 12 million confidential files, tracking down and then interviewing sources and then adding context using public records and then documents. The leaked files were retrieved from some offshore services firms around the world that set up shell companies and then entities, other offshore entities for clients, many of them influential politicians, business persons, and criminals seeking to conceal their financial dealings. The mansion at 32 Grove End Road, London. The property, which is situated at 32 Grove End Road in the wealthy Westminster neighborhood of London, has become are sort of Mecca to associate of Mr. Tinubu and then politicians of the ruling APC after the former Lagos governor started staying there for what appears to be recuperation. Meanwhile, apart from Mr. Buhari, other politicians who have visited Mr. Tinubu at the expanse 6,975 square feet property are the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, a former governor of Ogun State, Ibekunle Amosun, Mr. Amosun's successor, Dapo Abiodun, the governor of Ekiti State, Kayode Fayemi, the governor of Ondo State, Rotimi Akeredolu, members of the Lagos State House of Assembly, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, a constituent from Kano State led by Governor Abdullahi Ganduje, top Fuji musician Wasiu Ayinde, among other dignitaries. The 32 Grove End Road villa exudes stunning opulence, according to an advert brochure of the property released by popular United Kingdom real estate company Savills. The estate is made up of two buildings, a five-bedroom property with a former reception, a study, a master bedroom with an ensuite dressing room, bathroom, and a cinema suite with a balcony overlooking the rear garden. Two of the other four bedrooms in the property are en suite. The second building on the estate is a self contained two-bedroom flat which is built above the property's double length garage. The property comes with a gym, two guest clock rooms, and driveway, a carriage driveway that can park up to 8 cars, and front and rear gardens, and an electric gate bought from a fugitive at a £8 million discount. Documents obtained from the UK Property Register revealed that in July 2013, the property with title number 340992 was bought for £11.95 million by Zavlil Holdings Limited, a shell company incorporated in the British Virgin Islands, a notorious tax haven. Further document obtained by Premium Times revealed that Zavlil Holdings Limited is owned by Kolawole Aluko, an international fugitive wanted by law enforcement agencies in Nigeria and the United States for money laundering. Kola Aluko and his associate Jide Omokore were indicted in the US and Nigeria for multi-million dollar fraud and money laundering violations, allegedly in collusion with our former Minister of Petroleum Resources, Diezani Alison Madueke. Kola Aluko. In 2016, the federal government of Nigeria filed a Marava injunction at a federal high court in Lagos seeking to confiscate a list of properties belonging to Messrs. Aluko and then Omokore valued at $1.8 billion. A Marvel injunction in a court order which freezes the assets of a defendant pending the outcome of a litigation. In the suit against Master Omokore and then Aluku alongside their companies Atlantic Energy Drilling Concept Nigeria Limited and then Atlantic Energy Brass Development Limited, the Nigerian government asked the court to grant it seven orders to prevent the accused from disposing the assets. The government alleged they were acquired through fraudulent means. The third prayer the government made to the court was to grant it an order restraining the accused from giving any instruction demanding, accepting, receiving payment, and or transacting, transferring, mortgaging, or howsoever dealing in any manner with assets of the defendant in both houses and land in Abuja and Lagos and other located outside Nigeria. The government then listed 17 properties in Abuja, Lagos, the US, Canada, Dubai, Switzerland, and the UK. Among the listed properties was Grove End Road, London. The court granted the government all its prayers. In October 2017, an attempt by the defendant to dismiss the Mareva injunction granted on the properties was subsequently dismissed by Oluremi Oguntoyinbo, the trial judge. But just around the time on October 18, 2017, the court dismissed the defendant's attempt to dismiss the injunction document obtained from the UK property registered revealed that Mr. Aluko sold the house for £9 million to Arenda Overseas Corporation, an offshore company incorporated in the British Virgin Islands by two of Mr. Tinubu's most trusted surrogates, Adegboyega Oyetola, formerly chair of Paragon Group of Companies and incumbent governor of Osun State, and then Elusami Eludoyin, Mr. Oyetola's successor at Paragon. The huge discount at which the property was sold is curious and then raised questions of whether Mr. Aluko desperately needed to sell the property even while a court of law had placed a freeze order on it. The United Kingdom, especially the Greater London area, is noted for rapid increase in the value of properties according to Premium Times calculation of the likely value of the property when it was bought by Aranda Overseas Corporation done on the website of UK's National Building Society, which is the largest building society in the world. The property should be worth approximately £17 million. Thus, Mr. Aluko sold the property at a discount of £8 million. How we used how we used public photos to confirm identity of London Villa in the application filed by the Nigerian government. The house number of the property on Grove End Road was omitted. However, Premium Times extensive investigation in Nigeria and the UK, including a detailed analysis of photographs of visits to Mr. Tinubu, has shown that the APC leader is staying at the same property the Nigerian government once forfeited. We were also able to determine what it was at the same property that Mr. Tinubu welcomed Mr. Buhari on August 12th, as well as other politicians who visited him. Our reporters carefully analyzed some of the photos of these visits. Sources close to Mr. Tinubu also confirmed that he stays and welcomes guests, including Mr. Buhari, at the property. Two photos of the visit of Mr. Abiodun, the governor of Ogun State, were particularly helpful in making the initial connections. We compared the photos with those of the estate published in an advertisement brochure for the property by the real estate firm Savills, and they matched with features seen in some of the photos shared by those who visited the political kingmaker and presidential hopeful. All right, my people, and then that has been it on this one. Okay, and what more can we say? Meanwhile, there's been a lot of reactions though onto this one. Many things had been said. Meanwhile, my people, let me have your take on this. Things are happening. Oh, okay, and that has been it. Meanwhile, let me have your take and remember to subscribe for more updates. Thanks and God bless.